Hello, welcome everyone to the second edition of WOCR Comet Game Day, and I am with Nate Lehman. Usually it's supposed to be Sebastian, but he has something going on. But hey, the show must go on, and we have a very special guest. It is Lorris Upshaw, the legend himself, the guy who is an absolute stud. And I just knew watching you play, man, that I was like, yeah, we definitely have to get you on the show. And now Upshaw, he averaged 12 points a game. He is also averaging 4.1 rebounds and averaged 2.4 assists. Now, Lorris Upshaw, I just have some questions for you. The first one is, so why did you come to OC in the first place?
I chose Olivet because Coach Hargraves and I like his energy. I like how he approached me the first day I came for my visit, and it's just like the right fit.
Just another quick question for me over here is kind of how's that transition been? It's your sophomore year now. How's that transition from high school to college? What's the differences, and how have you kind of adapted to the new college life?
It's definitely way more fast paced from high school. High school, the game kind of more slowed down. Everybody not as good as in college, and going from high school to college. You gotta be able to think quick, but make the right decisions. And I feel like since the day one I got here, I had kind of a big role because I played my freshman year. Many people don't get to play much their freshman year, so and then going into my sophomore year, I got the starting role now. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know you kind of hit on this in the intro when just your decision on why you came to Olivet, but how do you like Hargrave as a coach? I mean, he's obviously, like you said, you liked his energy and whatnot, but he kind of gives the players a little more freedom to kind of make their own decisions on the court. How do you respect that, and kind of how do you use that on the court?
I definitely respect it a lot because he preaches reading the defense, so just making a quick decision, depending on what the defense do, whether or not you need to make a pass, make a skip pass, and make a shot, just create a play for your teammates.
Now, going back to my first question, what is your goals for this program? What do you want when you graduate here and leave OC? What do you want to make sure and leave your legacy behind here?
I really want to have a over 500 season, just winning more games than losing, really. And of course, getting the conference and try to compete after the conference, and really just winning program. That's it. In high school, I won a lot, so I really want to do that in college as well.
I know you said that you kind of fit into that role your freshman year of being on varsity and playing a lot, and now as a sophomore, you're in the starting role. What's it like kind of having the guys trust you as a younger guy to fit one of those starting five positions?
I feel like everybody on the team, we believe in each other. We preach it every day, believe in each other, trusting each other. And I feel like me being a younger guy, it just comes from having so much experience and time on the court in the gym, just working on stuff that I've been through my whole life in different game situations, practice, all that.
Yeah, and now yesterday was a really hard-fought game against you and Kalamazoo. It was back and forth, and it looked like everything was going well for you guys, but then that buzzer beater, that game-winning three happened. But you guys have three tough opponents, Hope, Albion, and Alma. How can you guys rebound and just forget about that game?
We really can't just dwell on the loss. We definitely played as hard as we could, and definitely a lot of turnovers, a lot of missed assignments, but we just got to move on and focus on our next opponent and try to get the win. That's our plan.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to Comet Game Day. I'm Nate yet again, and I'm joined here with Q. And we're just going to take a brief look into what the Comets need to do to be successful the remainder of the season. So, Q, what do you think after that tough loss yesterday? What do you think the Comets need to do to bounce back the rest of the season?
Well, Nate, just looking at the conference, and before we even start, we gotta look to see the current standings. As of right now, Calvin is 11-0, Trine is 10-1, Hope is 7-4, Olivet is 5-6, Albion is 4-7, Kalamazoo 3-8, and Adrian 2-9. And it's just crazy because beginning the season, you only had Calvin and Trine, really the undefeated teams, and then everyone else was 1-2. But now, as the updated rankings, it's still neck and neck. And one thing to realize is that you can't take any team lightly. And I feel like with OC, they thought that Kalamazoo was just an easy win, and they just kept looking forward onto hope. But really, you can't really sleep on any team, and that's why I feel like it was a tough loss, but I feel like that played a factor into it.
Yeah, I completely understand that. I mean, that's just something that has to be locked into the players' minds when it comes down to the wire, to where, all right, yeah, we think we're going to win this game, we're coming and winning, but there's a such thing as overconfidence, to where maybe that's where it instilled. They're like, oh, we're just going to cruise through this game. We're not going to give 110% just because they're, maybe not as great as team, but that's where you lose games. Those close games you're going to lose when you're not putting 110% every game. So.
Yeah, and that's what I also feel like with Olivet is they usually play amazing in the first half, right? They play that clean basketball. They bully people in the paint. But they get tired in the second half, and they don't really play like they did in the first half. That's why you always got to play 110% the first half and the second half. Like Upshaw mentioned before, they have a tough remaining schedule, especially with Hope, and don't forget about Albion. That is a really tough rivalry game, and those two teams do not like each other.
I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, we have Albion at home. Obviously, we don't have Hope at home. But it's going to be a couple last games that are definitely going to be down to the wire. They're going to be battled out. And, who knows? The Comets hopefully can end up 3-0 here in the last remainder of games.
Yes, and seeding does matter because who knows? You might go against Kalamazoo again in the playoffs. And let me tell you, the grudge match between those two teams, and no matter where it's at, it's going to be a fun one.
All right, folks, now that we've taken a brief look into the remainder of the Comets season, we got to take a look into some key players for the Comets coming down the wire. I think people have really begun to know their roles and kind of see where they fit in the lineup. So, Q, what do you think the Comets are going to need to do to rally against those key players the remainder of the season?
Well, Nate, there's some key players for OC, right? And one key player who I think is going to be a stud with the remainder of games is going to be Tevin Ali, right? He is an absolute dog, and he gets the rebounds for them, right? He is second in the conference with rebounds, which is 8.1. Then you have the three-point specialist, who is also a clutch, in my opinion. That is Ryan Bart, right? And another key player who you might have to watch out for, who is a sleeper player. And folks, mind you, a sleeper player isn't someone who doesn't gonna have a good game. I think it's a player who might be a comer up, right? And that is going to be Hayden Garrison, right? He had 14 points and 3 blocks last game. So watch out for him as well.
When you mentioned sleeper player, I thought they just literally on the bench sleeping. But anyway, you mentioned Tevin Ali, a huge rebounder for the Comets. When you can be on the court relying on a rebounder to get offensive rebounds, have second chance, third chance points, it's huge to know the Comets can rely on that guy to get them those second chance points, which in the end of the games can really win games.
Well, that is all for WOCR Comet Game Day. Now, folks, if you guys think that you should be on there or any other athlete should be on there, let us know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in to WOCR Comet Game Day. Nate, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be interesting. I probably won't be back here. But if you really want me to stay back here, leave so many comments so Seb can't come back. That'd be hilarious. Imagine that. He gets kicked off by the comment section by a bunch of people that doesn't even know.
I have no control. All right, thank you guys for tuning in.